As the story goes, Tom York, the lead singer and songwriter of Radiohead, was out in a bar in Los Angeles. Just looking for a drink, he became increasingly uncomfortable with the environment around him, which he described as like being surrounded by demons from another planet. The environment made him feel like everything was going to come crashing down in any minute, the highlight being when a woman doing cocaine had a drink spilled on her. There was a look in this woman's eyes that I'd never seen before anywhere. Couldn't sleep that night because of it. It was in this experience that led Tom to write what is not only my all-time favorite song, but a widely celebrated masterpiece in songwriting. The structure of Paranoid Android is complex, so I'll give you a quick rundown. The song begins with a verse, followed by an anxiety-ridden chorus. Another verse and chorus follow, but after that second chorus, we hear an angry-sounding interlude. The third verse is twice as long, ending with an explosive guitar solo. The song then transitions into a slow and mournful bridge. Before finally ending in yet another guitar solo. The song focuses in on a man who feels alienated from the society that surrounds him. For example, in the first verse, we can hear him pleading for an escape from the loud and hostile environment around him, but most importantly, his delusions. We can see some personification in the unborn chicken voices that Tom speaks of. Personification is the act of giving human traits to non-human things. This line is attempting to convey the chaotic nature of these unborn or non-existent sounds he's hearing. While Tom quite easily could have compared these sounds to chicken noises, there's a very specific reason he chose to personify. While the collective group of chicken can be loud, erratic, and annoying, the words themselves don't hold too much weight. On the contrary, the notion of hearing voices in your head instantly conveys the gravity and severity of the situation, as it's something most people have probably heard of before and can connect to other stories with characters experiencing similar things. In other words, the phrase unborn chicken voices not only conveys the loud, chaotic nature of what he's hearing, but it lets us know first and foremost, this is serious. The chorus, consisting of uncertain, paranoia-filled cries of "what's that?" actually has a second line buried underneath. This line brings up an important symbol throughout the song, which are the androids Tom speaks of. Symbolism is the act of using an object to bring with it deeper ideas and qualities associated with it. Now, there are many traits associated with androids, but in our case, it's a negative symbol. Androids are cold, calculated, unempathetic, and obedient. The symbolism here is perfect for a chorus, as it allows for the information to be conveyed in a short amount of time. Using symbolic words brings the listener a whole lifetime of preconceived notions and views to better understand the lyrics. Plus, the line gives us good insights on the inner workings of our narrator. It not only highlights the alienation he feels to modern society, but shows us how he views the people around him as androids, mindless machines serving their overlord. The title, however, speaks of a different android entirely. It's a reference to the character Marvin the Paranoid Android from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a robot self-described as having a brain the size of a planet. Marvin lives a tragic life where no complex task is enough to satisfy him or take his mind off something. Our narrator sees himself as Marvin, believing he is too smart and capable, almost to a detriment. This is clearly highlighted in the second verse. In this verse, Tom sinks into dark fantasies, sharing hatred for his creator and the androids around him. What's important is the overwhelming amount of hubris he exudes. Hubris is the excessive pride or self-confidence in oneself, which is commonly paired with arrogance. It's a trait that can often lead to a character's downfall, and our narrator is slowly revealing he has it in spades. These dark fantasies of his are all about revolting against the androids of society that he feels have wronged him. However, in the first line he talks directly to his creator, God himself. An important part to note is the lack of uncertainty he has. He truly believes that one day he will reign above everyone else, acting as their moral compass. After all, their opinions are of no consequence at all. For the third verse, the energy is up a notch. After criticizing those who manage to function in society, Tom breaks out into intense shouting, finally cracking under the pressure. This verse utilizes a lot of repetition, with 2/3 of the lyrics being variations of "Why don't you remember my name?" and "Off with his head, man." Repetition is a literary device that's used rather commonly, especially in music. Despite often being used as an excuse for shallow writing, this verse demonstrates some of the ways it can be used effectively. By this part in the song, the main character is causing a scene in this public area after the pressure and paranoia become too much for him. Since in the song he's finally letting it all out into the world, Tom uses repetition to provide emphasis to the words he's shouting. Some lyrics may fly over listeners' heads if they're sung too fast, but repetition not only solidifies the lines as some of the most important concepts in the song, but also gives the audience a little bit more time to digest the meaning of the line. The repetition in these lines also give the outburst a chant-like nature, similar to a doomsday preacher's on the sidewalk of a busy city. Following a guitar solo alluding to violence breaking out, we enter a final psalmful bridge. A metaphor is a figure of speech where two things are compared to one another, but without the likes or as you find in similes. Metaphors take on abstract concepts and give them more grounded meanings, or explain attributes of something in an effective way. We hear this rain down metaphor get repeated 3 times, but what exactly does it mean? Well, there's 3 distinct avenues it could be interpreted as. First, in the simplest of interpretations, the rain could represent the despair he has been feeling, and it coming down on him is him succumbing to it. From the other end of the spectrum, he could be asking for all the punches, jabs, and stabs of life to come raining down on him, as nothing matters to him anymore. Finally, with the "from a great height" line, it's a very clear biblical interpretation, given the song so far has been very critical of his creator for putting him on this planet. From that angle, these cries can be viewed as chilling, but sarcastic pleads to be washed of his sins. After Tom has been kicked out, he gives us a telling reminder that the chaos still continues. He can still hear the crack of the whip ordering the androids around. See the businessmen too consumed by their personal gain to pay attention to the violence, but most importantly, the violence itself. As the screaming, the panic, and the vomiting continue inside, Tom sarcastically mutters some final words. Paranoid Android tells the cautionary tale of a man alienated by society. In the whole song, he struggles not to submit to the system, but ends up succumbing to his own paranoia in the process. For example, the line, "Why don't you remember my name?" shows him as most desperate, practically begging for his individuality to be recognized. Additionally, the lines in most of the final bridge, such as "Rain down on me" and "The panic to vomit," showcase the dark mental place he's left in by the cruel and terrifying world our civilization has built. While there are many smaller messages you can take away from the lyrics of the song, it's that reason that I feel the most important theme is simply that modern society can drive those who don't conform to it down a dark path. No matter what message you took out of Paranoid Android, it's hard to not feel like you're listening to something special. The ambition and complexity leaves it always feeling fresh, with new details to notice every time you listen. Paranoid Android is truly timeless. That's not good. Hey! So, if you're one of my loyal, 8 subscribers, you might be wondering why this video is a little different, right? This video is a little different. It's not very comedic either. The reason that I made this video, it wasn't for this channel. It was for school. I had to do a poetry assignment, but I could pick a song, and so I decided to do it about Radiohead. So I was kind of like required to add in all those definitions of like what a simile is. I was gonna use any opportunity I could to make a video because class is kind of boring. I am fully aware that this is different from skits. I enjoyed making it. Obviously, it's horrible, and I made it in iMovie, but like, I did the best I could for iMovie. Honestly, though, I know I've been gone for like almost a month now. Oh, I think it actually has been a month, and that's entirely because of school, not because of procrastination. It's not my fault, is what I'm trying to say. It's 100% not my fault. It's all my parents' fault. It's all my peers' fault. I don't blame myself for anything. But the important part is that the videos will be coming back soon. So basically, yeah, I apologize. What am I saying? This wasn't pre-recorded, so it sounds. Ooh! This wasn't pre-recorded, so this sounds very disjointed. I'm just trying to get at 3 things, really. 1, I know this is different. If you want me to do more serious stuff like this, let me know, because if not, I just won't. 2, more videos are coming, I swear. And I said 3, didn't I? I don't know what the third one was. Okay, I can't think of the third thing, so just focus on the 2, alright? New videos. Okay, see ya.